Okay. You want to know why this death from Jean is on your fault? I'm going to show you why, okay? Look at this. Alright, as a healer, you need to use your abilities. Okay? You need to use your abilities properly. And you need to be competent. I want you to watch this, okay? Hold on, let me see if anybody actually has joined this shit yet, so I can actually fucking start doing this. I really need to get the hell out of here at some point, but let's see. Okay, alright, I'm going to show you right now why this is your fault, okay? Look at this, okay? Watch what happens in this series of events. By the way, just for the record so everybody can see, this guy is carrying like fucking crazy and doing well. They are 19-4-1, okay? Just 19-4-1 is on this Wanda. And by the way, one of the Wanda's deaths is already on your hands from last game, just so you know. So we're going to essentially say Wanda's 19-3 right now. This death is your fault also. Watch this. You hear Fear the Wrath of the Goddess, okay? You're playing support. There are two things you need to know about Fear the Wrath of the Goddess, a.k.a. Storm's ult. One, you have two options. You either scatter for the wins because you have no way of countering it, okay? Or two, a support uses a support ultimate. Luckily, right, we look and we can look at our abilities. When we press tab, we can see that you have your ult and Sue has her ult. Now, I'm hoping that at least one of you is going to communicate it to the other that they're going to use their ult here and let it be known. But that's all there is to it. You do not survive her ultimate unless you either A, split up and one person tanks it and dies probably, or she chases the wrong person, or B, a support ult uses their ult. And I'm going to assume that you know Sue's going to ult. So let's watch what you do right now during this ult. You hear Fear the Wrath of the Goddess. Let's see what you think about as a support player when you hear Fear the Wrath of the Goddess. Watch this. You're full HP, by the way. This is what I said when I said the same mistakes you made in the first round that got Wanda killed, right? When you got Wanda killed and you got your fucking co-support killed because you threw your bubble out like a dumbass randomly for no reason when you were full HP and you got your Rocket Raccoon killed the first time almost, and then you threw your bubble out again randomly when you were full HP and you didn't have it up when Black Panther dove on you and got you and Rocket Raccoon killed the second time. Watch what you about to do again. Watch this. Who the fuck is this for, bro? Who the fuck is this bubble for? This is the kind of shit that throws games, and you don't recognize it because you're a brain-dead support, so you don't think about what you do, and you think you don't actually use your brain, so you don't need to climb as a support. You need to be probably lower anyway, but look, this bubble is a throw. This is a major cooldown that you're wasting on the fucking ground when you're all full HP that will accomplish nothing because you're dying to Storm no matter what if you don't support ult counter this. Then you look at Sue and you're patty caking Sue. Watch what's going on behind you during all this. Look at this. Look what's going on behind you. Yeah, I know he could have, right? But let's see how he plays this because he wasted bubble, right? And he's looking at Sue patty caking her. I don't know what the purpose of this is. One of you needs to ult here, or you're all gonna die. You need to be able to figure that out in voice comms or in text beforehand. Shields up. We're done. Why are we still looking at Sue? Why are we healing Sue? You're healing Sue. You should have the competency to know instantly. Shields up. I'm done. We're done here. Okay, instantly we turn. Look at this. I want you to see what's going on. So the Wanda that you said is feeding, right? I want you to see if you can figure out where she is in a second. Look at this. Look at this. You see how she's up there? Watch this. I want you to see this. This is where a better player keeps her alive. Okay, you have shields up. You don't react to her being low until you see the fucking dot on your screen. You literally are the type of healer who needs to see that plus to recognize that there's an issue, right? But it gets worse. Watch this. You're still healing the goddamn tank, even though you see this plus over here on your screen, like, oh shit, Wanda's in danger. And you have an immortality ult around you. You're still in healing. Look at this. You're still hitting the tank, but watch, it gets worse. You see how you know now you're like, oh my god, the tank's not in front of me. I need to save Wanda. Do you know what saves Wanda here if you're actually a good player? Do you know how Wanda doesn't die here and it ends up, she ends up living? Guess what cooldown you can use on Cloak and Dagger? It's called the bubble. And guess what? She's behind cover because as a healer, it is your job to be. No, it's not. Listen to me. As a healer, it is your job to allow and enable your DPS to take specific positioning so that they can get work done. Your Wanda has been up here the entire time. It was not bad positioning when she got you basically 4 or 5 kills at the start of this match and stalled this point to 2 minutes for you by getting 4 or 5 kills by flanking up here. She's been playing over here for these damn health packs for the longest. And now all she needs from you to keep holding this position is to throw your fucking bubble. You literally, instead of throwing these heals right here, a better Cloak and Dagger has their bubble up. They instantly throw the bubble. She heals up, she holds the position, she kills fucking Ultron. And that's it. That's it. But instead, because you waste your cooldowns, because you don't think about how you use your cooldowns, right? You don't think about how your cooldowns can impact others. You don't think about how you're supposed to carry by being optimized and by being whatever the fucking word, I can't think of the word. By being impactful constantly, I can't think of the word. It's optimal, whatever. By being optimal, you blame your teammates. When in fact, if you had used your cooldown, have what you need to keep Wanda enabled to be able to hold this position by throwing this bubble here instead of a dagger. And then guess what? Bubble lands, Wanda lives. GG. Wanda doesn't die here. That's why this death is on your hands. But let's keep going. Let's keep it going. Because I'm sure at some point Wanda's going to get tilted. Okay, bro, you keep saying 21 deaths. You keep saying 21 deaths. But I want you to realize that some of these deaths are on your hands. You're not getting that concept. You just keep honing on 21. All right, where's Wanda at now? Okay, she's coming back to point. Let's see how she handles this. Let's see how her next death goes. Floats back to point. Takes an off angle. Okay. She ults here. I see why she's going for this ult. It's probably not a great ult, but I see what her thought process is. She thinks that you guys are in there, so maybe... Wait, no. Yeah, she thinks that they're going to be in there. Maybe go for it. Whatever. Not a good ult. Let's see if this makes her die, though. Where is your Wanda? Right in front of you. Cool. Yes, it would. Bubble would have saved her. Yes, Bubble would have saved her. I've done this multiple times with Cloak and Dagger. Bubble would have saved her. Anyway, let's see how this goes. Wanda's pure chaosing. Did you just... You did, didn't you? This one's also on you. Where's your Wanda, bro? Where's your fucking Wanda? She's behind you. She's dead. You don't understand how to do this shit on a healer. I can tell. This is disgusting. Okay. Watch this. Watch this, man. First of all, it's a terrible whole ult, but look. Look. Watch your Wanda. Bro. Heal your fucking DPS. Your positioning on support should not be like this. This is your problem. This next death is your fault also. You're positioning on support, bro. Listen, you're playing fucking strategist. You're playing the guy who's supposed to be overlooking the battlefield and seeing what's going on from behind, okay? I want you to understand this. As strategists, you need to be able to see your team. When you play strategists, you need to be able to see your team. Because you can heal her. You can heal her. If you have vision of her, you can heal her. You need to have vision of your team, bro. Does that make sense? Also, I bet I'm not trying to defend the bum. I'm trying to explain to you, you need to keep vision of your team. Also, look at this. Look at this. Okay, I'm going to show you right now. This is not how you ult in Cloak and Dagger. Watch this, okay? I'm going to show you how to ult in Cloak and Dagger. Because you're in Grandmaster. You should know better. You ult forward. Good job. I'm proud of you. Why the fuck are we... Hold on, wait. I'm gonna... Bro, this shit does not stack. Why did you go forward one and immediately come back across the same one? This does nothing. This does absolutely nothing when you do that, by the way. You accomplish nothing. You've already got this entire field covered with your ult. Go forward. Because if you go forward, you can go behind them. And then when your ult finishes over here, you can go cloak form. And look, if you went, look. If you ult better here, right? Watch what happens if you ult better. This is what I would do when I ult, right? I dive. Watch. Us against the world. Whatever. 1, 2, 3. And then maybe turn around for 4 because you can't obviously go in their spawn. Look at this. You have a golden brick road behind their entire team all the way up to their spawn. You can flank them from behind. Discord, or what I'm going to call it, Discord. They call it Discord over. That you can fucking dark blind everybody from behind. All 3 beautiful people here. 30% damage uptake on them. And just kill them all from behind. And here's the best part why you do that, right? While you do that, look, you have vision over your fucking team, bro. You can actually see your fucking team. But no, what you do is you ult piss poor, right? You go forward 1, right? Then you turn around for some reason and go back 2. Let's see where you go after that. Okay? Now you cover this, okay, right? And you go back. So your entire ult, right, is dog shit because you went 1, 2, same location, 3, 4. So literally, the way you just ulted on Cloak and Dagger is as if you have 2 dashes. You played it so poorly, you used 2 dashes on Cloak and Dagger. And here's what gets even more funny. If you were a better player and ulted better, right? You make it... Yeah, he erased 2 dashes, basically. Yes. And if you ult better here, you're behind them, you kill all of them yourself, right? Not only that, you have vision of Wanda while she ults. And I'm going to guess, more than likely, the reason why this Wanda dies here is because your ult's kind of hard to see. And so she thought when she was doing it here, she was in vision of it. But not only that, she was on actual point for it. But she got pushed back by Sue, I'm pretty sure, which took her off the point, which got her killed. But it is your job to have vision of your team, right? It is your job to ult correctly. Look at this. Look at this. You hear her. You see this. She's right above your head. Bro, look up. Or if you don't want to look up, keep yourself angled in a way to where you can see what's going on the field. Your camera, you did this the last round too. Your camera is always forward. You never take angles. You never look and see so you can look at more than one person. If your Sue is getting killed in the back line here, you'd have no goddamn idea at all. The reason why, I'm going to be real with you, the reason why you can work with this guy as your duo partner is because he plays a dive hero. And because he plays a dive hero, also this bullshit, but also that has a shitload of mobility, it means that he can play these health packs and you're never responsible for healing him. So you're never responsible for ever doing your job and making sure that he actually gets heals. You're the kind of healer who only heals the tank and people complain about you. And you're in Grandmaster basically. Just keep that in mind. So yeah, look at this. You kill this guy, and you completely ignore your Wanda as she fucking dies. And you blame her for this death, too. Oh, it's her fault. You're the healer right there in front of her. Her fault, though. Right? All right. So that's the second death, right? Next, no, that's a third death. That's your fault. That's on Wanda. That you could have easily prevented by having more awareness as the healer, as a strategist, as it's your job. Let's see where we go from here. Okay. I knew this was gonna happen, and I don't know why. It is what it is. But the problem is with you, this is just a waste of time because you're never gonna admit anything's your problem. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna stay hard stuck at a rank that you don't get away with playing like this. Okay, now this from your Wanda, this is bad. She's gonna die here. This is her fault. She might get the health back and live, actually. Alright, whatever. She played the health pack. But she should recognize that her whole team is dead. She died. Okay, your ult is on the ground, right? I get your ult's on the ground. First of all, your ult was poorly angled, right? So it didn't cover what it was supposed to cover. Second of all, while your ult is on the ground, you're still not keeping vision of her and recognizing that she might need help. You won't, though, because I showed you 2 deaths already where it was her. Yeah, this right here, that's on Wanda now. This is Wanda's fault if she dies here. Yeah, 100%. She's way out of position. Her whole team's dead, and she's playing a health pack for no reason. I mean, she's playing the health pack. So actually, no, she's still playing well. She's just providing pressure in the back. Honestly, this still isn't her fault. This is her fault, though, if she dies here. She's not playing this correctly. She's gonna die here. This is her fault. This will be her fault, yeah. That one's her fault. That's her first fault death, really, of the entire fucking match so far. Let's see how many more of these are going to be her fault, though. I'm going to speed this up. We're just going to watch Wanda deaths. Let's see. She's with her team. I'm going to bet this death. Let's see if this death is really her fault. Because we're looking at her and she died, right? But let's see where you are. I want to see what you could have done to prevent this. Where are you at? Okay, you died. So you dying, we could argue, leads to this chain of events. Okay, so I want you to understand something right now. If you die on support, okay, and your teammates die afterwards, I need you to put in your mind, my teammates might not have died if I didn't die. So now what I have to do, because I have to go back and look at how you died. Because I have to see if you died in a preventable way, and if you died in a preventable way, then you need to attribute this death that Wanda just took to you, because you need to keep the mindset of a support. If I'm alive, I keep my team alive. That's something you need to understand as a support role, is if I'm alive, I keep my team alive. So let's see. You're here. Is this death your fault? You're on cart. Bro, nobody's with you. You jump down into 6 people alone. Okay. So this Wanda death that you want to blame her for dying here, you have to take part of the blame. And the reason why is because you've done something called stagger your team as one of the most important players on your team. Your team, it doesn't matter. What time are you going to buy? There's nobody here. It's just Sue. You have no frontline tank to even potentially hold this. All you're doing when you die like this is feeding them ult charge and potentially allowing them to push your team even longer because you're staggering your team as the healer, which is one of the worst things you can do. You cannot stagger your team as the healer. You cannot stagger your team as the tank, but more so as the healer. Most importantly, you can't do it as the healer. But Wanda's not being... Okay, look. Hear me out. So far in this entire round, the only death that's on Wanda is the one back there. That's her only death. That's it. 1, you let her die by not having your cooldowns available to heal her when she was already providing pressure for you. 2, you let her die by not looking at her whenever she was ulting. Because, by the way, if a Wanda ever ults, you need to be... Exactly. By the way, if a Wanda ever ults, you need to be looking at her. Because they're going to be looking at her. Anytime Wanda ults and goes, pure chaos, it is your job as a support to instantly be looking at her and be funneling HP into her. It's the same thing as if Punisher ulted and you didn't look at him and you just let him get his face melted off. It's on you for not pocketing him because they're going to want to kill him and you need to counter that, okay? This is a throw. This is a throw. You're going to die here. You're not stalling anything. There's no tank to help you, and so all you've done is staggered yourself. And so because you stagger yourself there, you put yourself in a position now where I'm going to guess your Sue can't keep everybody healed up by herself, and so all these series of events dying is on you. because you decided to throw your life away. Your whole team can't hold this point, and what you did was by just trying to hold the cart a little bit longer, right? You basically essentially gave them all of this fucking space to run it down on your team because you're not there as the co-healer to sustain. And so one healer cannot hold a team together. And I want you to understand that concept because if you can understand that concept, you can understand how if Wanda was there with the team, no, that's not true, my man. She was flanking behind and she was still getting pressure. As the healer, you have a different role than the DPS. You have more importance. I keep trying to explain this to you. Listen. If you're not higher rank than you and has done this a billion times over, and flanking provides pressure. Pressure allows you to be able to take space. Space allows you to breathe, okay? You need to listen and just shut up and listen. That's all you need to do. That's it. That's it. That's all you need to do, okay? I'm trying to guide you through this, but if you won't listen, you're just going to lose games like this where you should be carrying and winning. And just going to lose games like this where you should be winning and carrying and doing well. Okay. So whose fault is that death? Is that Hella's? Your duo's? Or is that yours for not looking at her? Because look, if we turn around instead of looking at our co-healer for some reason, right? Your duo's getting her face beat off. Is this your duo's fault or your fault for completely looking the wrong way, for completely having no awareness, for completely letting them die here? Do you see the same concept? Look. You don't turn around until it's already too late. If you had the awareness, you would prevent this from happening. Look, you just did the same thing to your duo that you blame Wanda for. Bad positioning. It was bad positioning for your Hela to stand right next to her healer and expect heals. That's your duo, by the way, you let die, just so you know. This is bad positioning, by the way. Good job, because you're standing in front of a Hela in open big space with no DPS threat. And now you have to waste your bubble on yourself, right? Let's see if you use your Dark Blind. You ult poorly. And hopefully you die for it. Oh, you didn't die because Magneto's shit. But here's the problem with ulting like that. Actually, I'm going to wait and see if it happens. And it will. And I hope your team dies for this. Wow, your team managed not to die. Okay. So this is your fault too. Let's see if... do you see why I say I didn't want to really review this game? Because you're making a shitload of mistakes, and I knew it was going to be like this because this is what people think Eomm is. Okay, watch this. Okay, I'm going to walk you through this. And then I'm going to end the game video here because I really don't want to actually have to go through this whole VOD review because it's kind of pointless because you're just making a lot of mistakes. Watch this. Okay, I need you to use your brain for a second. I want you to think about this, okay? You're up against a Storm and a Hela, okay? Those are team wipe ults. The counterplay to team wipe ults usually is either A, you heal through it, which you can't because you can't heal through these team wipe ults, right? Or B, scatter, or C, support ult counter. So what you need to do as a support is recognize that and use your brain. And when you recognize that, you know what that means? Guess what? It means you don't use your ult unless it's the counter ult. But instead, you use your ult here. Use your ult here poorly, by the way, but use your ult here. And guess what? Here's the worst part. Look at this. This is a horrible cloak and dagger ult. You want to know why? Look at what you did. You started all the way in the back. This first dash accomplishes nothing. This second dash accomplishes nothing because you're right here. Their team literally doesn't even have to walk on it. They can just stand back. The next dash, you're running. And you should die to Magneto if he was better. But he's not, so whatever. You're in low elo, and he should have landed that and instantly killed you. Look at this. Poor Cloak and Dagger ultimate. Horrible. Horrendous. And also, never mind, I'm not going to get into that part. I don't even want to get into it. I'm getting a headache from watching this terrible gameplay. But look at this. A better Cloak and Dagger. Like I said, they ult closer. 1, 2, 3, 4. I dashed there to avoid Magneto. I get that, my man. But that's why you can't ult on this character free basing like that versus Magneto anyway. You need to think about when you ult. Secondly, you can't just ult for free when you're versus team wipe abilities. Because what's probably going to happen here, right, if they have a brain, is the enemy hell, if I was in her team, I'd be like, oh my god, Cloak and Dagger's fucking retarded. Let's go, baby. She just wasted her ult and accomplished actually nothing. She didn't even dive into our team to try to get kills with it. She's fucking idiot. Thank God. So as soon as this ends, if you don't die here, she's like, let's just wait out the ult. As soon as the ult ends, either A, we're going to kill him, or B, I'm going to press Storm, or I'm going to press Hello, and we're going to kill everybody. So let's see how this goes. You kill nobody. Storm uses her brain. She recognizes you're an idiot. And you wasted ult. And where is Storm? Is she killing? I believe she's going to kill people, right? Let's see if Storm's going to start killing people. Let's see if Storm's going to kill your team, if she has a brain. Let's see who she ults. Okay, Storm's an idiot. So she goes for Penny. Not really sure why. Whatever. And she's going to die here, right? Yeah, she's going to die because she's a dumbass. Okay, cool. And that's who you're playing against, by the way, when you're complaining about your own team. But let's look at this real quick. You die because you ulted stupid and put yourself in a bad position and then couldn't get out of it. Let's see how your Wanda deals with this. Your Wanda has no healer. Your Wanda has no healer. She could go for shields up. She does get in shields up. Good. Good. Wanda's doing her best to hold, but obviously she can't hold versus many people, and as a result, everybody gets pushed in and die. By the way, this push never happens if you don't fucking waste your ult there and get yourself killed. You see what I'm saying when I say every single one of these deaths that you blame on Wanda can probably be attributed to you in some way, and you refuse to accept any kind of responsibility? You want this Wanda... Here's what you're basically saying. I want you to understand what you're saying. You're saying, if I make a mistake, right, who cares? I can make mistakes and everybody looks past it because that's just mistakes are normal. You're saying my DPS can't make any mistakes. They need to be able to react to my mistakes and play perfectly at all times. Because this Wanda doesn't die here if you ult correctly. This Wanda doesn't die here if you don't die here being stupid, right? Because she's relying on you because you're the healer. You don't get to get away with as much like that when you're the fucking healer. All right, I don't know if that's like a really hard concept, but let's keep going. Let's keep looking at Wanda and how she's throwing your game. Because this game would have been won. If you didn't throw your life away constantly like an idiot, this game probably be over and you would have won this game. You've been throwing your life away so many times. Okay. Let's see. Oh, does Wanda die here? She does. Is that her fault? I don't know. Her co-healer's right here. Does Sue have abilities that she could use to help her? Looks like Sue has her shield. Let's see why Sue didn't heal her and why we blame Wanda for this. She has Wanda right beside her and knows she does. Let's see. Does she even throw her the fucking shield? No. She just pieces out and leaves her. Wanda's standing here like, oh, I got Sue. I can win this 1v1 real fast, and then we can peace out, probably. Oh, I die. Where was my healer? Hiding behind a wall. But let's blame Wanda for this. Okay, let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Yep, let's keep it going. Let's see. Yeah, I know. We just keep blaming this fucking Wanda for everything. Let's see. Let's see how they play this fight. Da. Okay. Alright. They're up here. Now, your one dude is dead, so it's a 5v6. Let's see how they play this. Okay, they jump out in front. It's a little questionable, but let's see. Do you have vision of them at least? You don't? Where the fuck are you? You guys are... Why the fuck are you guys all the way over here? Okay, all right. Let's look at this. All right, so Wanda dies here. Now, granted, this is not the greatest positioning from her. I'm gonna be very clear, but let's go look at you guys. What are we back here for? Look at this. You want to talk about your teammate, right? But she's trying to make space. But what are you guys doing? You hear extermination. You're all the way over here. Bro, you don't have to go this far back. You could easily still play in this area or play behind this wall. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I'm still gonna put this on more majorly on Wanda for not being aware that her team's not there. So yeah, that one's gonna be on Wanda. You don't need to be that far back, but I'm gonna put that one on Wanda completely. Let's see. Let's see how Wanda's next step goes. She's up to 1911. Let's see how this goes. Comes out. Okay. Okay, throws out her orb. Picks up a health pack. Okay, trying to ult. Not bad ult. Misses. Okay. Where is her heals? Let's see. Where's her team while she's doing this? Because she's ulting. Where are you at? Again, it's your job to make sure that she doesn't just completely get obliterated when she ults. Okay, she's ulting. Okay. Alright. I'll be real with you. This one's probably really bad timing on your part. This is really bad timing on your part, actually. This is awful timing on your part. Alright. Here's how this needs to go. Okay. Alright. You gotta pick. Is there Hell Unleashed is already behind you. Alright, check this out. When you hear Hell Unleashed, you can't heal through it. You have two options. Peace out or ult. If I were you in this position, I would just walk the fuck forward, honestly. I would just walk forward and just try to take cover behind here. Instead, you just go into ult instantly. What you probably should have done here is just healed this fucking Wanda. Like, look, she's in front of you. Oh, you don't have bubble. Never mind. You're gonna die anyway. I see why you ult here. You should have ulted sooner, honestly, versus this Hella. Instead of waiting till the last minute. But your ult wasn't in range, and you do this fucking double back shit again. Let's see if you died to this. You don't. Nice. Okay, Wanda dies and ult again. Probably could have got healed to it, but let's see. She's up to 12 and 19. Okay. Playing somewhat appropriately. Okay, she's going crazy. Good job. Okay, disappear. Not bad. Okay, where are you at? Where is our co-heal? Where's our heals? Did you die? Did you die? Let's see. And if you died, did your death stagger your team yet again? Let's see. Oh, you died to Black Panther. Okay, again, once again, this is why we don't let Black Panther enter our games, because of shit like this. So, this is technically your fault for dying here. Why? Because when you're playing against Black Panther, and you should know this because you're letting your duo partner play it, so you should be, like, very competent in playing versus this. When you're playing versus Black Panther, you're not allowed to play like this. You have to stand back here with your co-healer at all times. You should be standing on this nest and praying to God that he's bad and dies on this nest. You can never stand like this versus Black Panther. So this death here is your fault. And because this death here is your fault, what does that mean? What do we say? When you die for free and die in a bad way and stagger your team, you lead to a chain reaction. And what is the chain reaction that happens because you died to Black Panther due to poor positioning? Wanda does not have the necessary heals to hold this. And because Wanda does not have the necessary heals to hold this, guess what that means? Wanda dies. And Wanda dies just as you... I don't know if she's selling here. It looks like she's playing appropriately. She just can't get healed because you're constantly staggered. You're staggered, and so she dies here. She can say she's selling, but she still looks like she's playing appropriately. She just can't. You guys are just permanently staggered. Let's see how it go now. Okay, Wanda comes out. She's still holding. She's doing her best. Where are you? What is your reaction to all this? You see this over here going with her. Okay, you have vision of Wanda. I damn sure better see you throw a heal at her. You're not. Oh, you are. Okay, good. Dude, I don't give a fuck what's going on in your game. Part of this gameplay is fucked already because you let Black Panther in the game. But second of all, Wanda's full HP. Okay, this is awful from you. All right, and I'm going to be real with you. The reason why this is awful is because you're jumping into full line of sight, basically, sort of, and just jumping on the ground. Because you let Black Panther in the game, you can't do that, okay? You need to be standing next to this chick here so that you guys can heal each other, so that you don't instantly die. You need to stop letting Black Panther in your games if you don't know how to play against him. And he's very hard to play against, and he requires a competent team. Stop letting him in your game. Yeah. Yeah, you're feeding your ass off to Black Panther. You don't even know how to play against Black Panther. Why are you letting this guy in your fucking game, bro? Stop letting Black Panther in your games. It's very apparent you don't know what you're doing versus Black Panther. Yeah. So what? You die here and then Wanda dies? That's not Wanda's fault. And so now you go. Alright, let's see this. So you're blaming Wanda, and this wasn't even by the way, this wasn't even a 2-round game, like you implied. This was a overtime game, where people are going to rack up more deaths, because it's overtime. But now Wanda's like, alright, fuck it. My healers don't know how to heal themselves, how to heal me and stay alive. So now Wanda's like, I'll play healer.
30 seconds before you attack. Get ready.
You don't know how to handle the dive. You need to ban Black Panther is the problem. You don't know how to handle the dive. You don't even know the basics of how to play against the dive. I've watched you play every single dive while getting dove by this character completely poorly. You've played it poorly. Your support has tried to play it correctly, and you've completely let your support down every single time. And yet you want to talk about your team. Stop letting this character in your games because you don't even know how to play against him. Stop letting this character in your games. He's one of the direct reasons you're losing this game, is because you don't know how to play against him. You don't know how to heal your co-healer. You don't know how to position versus him. And so you're one of those supports who's getting gapped by him, and because you're getting gapped by him, your team is getting gapped by him. Which, honestly, it's a team effort regardless, but that's not the point. All right, let's see how Wanda's doing this next thing, right? I swear to God, Wanda's on support now, bro. So, Wanda doesn't have 22 deaths at the start of this round. She has 14, and we've already said that, like, 4 of them can be attributed to you. So technically, Wanda is 20 and 10 right now at the start of this round. You're her co-healer, so she is incredibly fucking reliant on you. I want to see how you play this. Where are you? Let's go back here. Let's go fucking back here. Watching your gameplay is gonna give me an aneurysm. I'm gonna slow this shit down for you. Okay, buddy, listen to me. This is a moment, all right, where if you don't think you're playing versus Black Panther, oh, holy fuck. Did you let your co-healer die? I'm slowing this down. Bro.
Invisible?
You don't even fucking heal her, bro. Okay, all right. That's also not Wanda's fault. Once again, this is what I'm talking about when I say, bro, you've got to fucking stop blaming other people. Look at this. You have your healing orb up, okay? You have the orb up. This is what you do on Cloak and Dagger. First of all, in this situation, I would throw my orb down. Why? You could throw it right here. Why is that? Because Sue, who is now Sue, can get healing from the orb. She died and I didn't. Not my fault. How is it not your fault? Sue has no self-healing. She is reliant on you as her co-healer to heal her and keep her alive. It is absolutely your fault for not healing your co-healer. You did this to the Rocket in the first round. You did this to the Sue in the first round. How is it a skill issue? Bro, are you trolling me? Can I please just stop? If you don't understand the... Okay. How many players do you need to come in here right now to hear that it's your fault here? How many players do you need to recognize this is your fault? How many players do you need? You tell me how many you need, and I'm gonna go try to get them real fast so you can understand. How many players you need? Tell me how many you need. She can back up, but that's not the problem. The problem is she is trying to back up, but she's relying on you to heal her because you're behind her. If I had to heal with you, I'd lose my fucking mind and probably just start throwing the game because you don't. Okay, you're just bad. Okay.